Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about pediatric non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. As the word suggests, lymphoma is a cancer which arises from the lymphocyte. A lymphocyte is nothing but a white blood cell which is very crucial for our immune system. There are two basic types of lymphocytes, B lymphocytes and T lymphocytes. So lymphomas arise from the lymphocytes. Broadly, there are two types of lymphomas, Hodgkin's lymphoma and non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Today we will be discussing non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, how they present in children, what is the outcome and the treatment modalities. So non-Hodgkin's lymphoma is a potentially fatal disorder. If not treated, it can be catastrophic. However, pediatric non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, when treated appropriately, the outcomes are very good. Now there are different types of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma in children. Mainly they are arising from the B cell, that is a mature B cell lymphocytes. These are the Burkitt's or Burkitt's-like lymphoma, diffuse large cell B lymphomas, the anaplastic large cell lymphomas, and a T lymphoblastic lymphoma, as the name suggests, again arising from the T lymphocytes. So these are the various subtypes. They are important because they are treated differently. Now how do they present? So as the name suggests, it's a cancer. It's going to be aggressive, and the biology of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma in children is very aggressive, as unlike in adults, which is it is slowly growing. So in children there will be a painless enlargement and progressive enlargement of the lymph nodes. Now what are these lymph nodes and where are they present in our body? Lymph nodes are tiny kidney-shaped glands which contain a cluster of lymphocytes. They can be present anywhere from the neck to the axilla to the groin. There are certain tissues which are loaded with lymphocytes. That is the spleen, the thymus, the abdomen, even the gut and the skin. So these organs all have lymphocytes. So lymphoma can present anywhere. It can be nodal, that is presenting in the lymph nodes, or tiny glands present in the neck, axilla and the groin. Or they can be present in the organs like mediastinal lymphomas, abdominal lymphomas, skin lymphomas, gut lymphomas. So it can, and all these lymphocytes are interconnected by the lymphatic system, so this can spread rapidly. As I told you before that in children, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma is aggressive. That means the doubling time is almost as high as 24 hours to 48 hours. So something like a Burkitt's multiplies or doubles every day. So time, or if there is a delay in diagnosis, it's very critical because this has to be picked up and treated immediately. So they will present as painless, progressive enlargement of glands. Sometimes it may be so catastrophic that a child may come into an oncological emergency with compressive symptoms. Like there may be a chest syndrome, mediastinal chest syndrome, or a paraspinal compression. So he may come with acute paraparesis or a lump in the abdomen. So these things have to be picked up. But it is nevertheless, we should also remember that lymph node enlargement in children is quite a benign thing, and almost more than 20 to 30% of children do come with swellings in the neck, which may be because of common things like, a throat infection or a ear infection, or even if they have dental caries or a scalp infection. All these things can cause swelling of the lymph nodes. That doesn't mean that every child has a lymphoma. When it does not subside with your routine course of antibiotics, and it is progressive, and there is associated weight loss. So these things should put a red alert or a flag that we should look for lymphoma. How do we go about it? There are two things for diagnosis of a lymphoma. A is a biopsy and second is a scan. So either a CT scan or a PET scan, whichever is available. It's very important for the staging of the disease. The biopsy will tell you the subtype. Like I explained you, there are various types of lymphomas. Even in the non-Hodgkin's, there are subtypes which are treated separately. So we need a biopsy because what we can see under the microscope and the immunohistochemical staining is critical to differentiate the subtype. And the second thing is the staging. This is also important for the prognosis, because if the lymphoma is picked up at an advanced stage, say it has spread at both the sides of the abdomen. So we see something in the neck, but when you do a PET scan, we also pick it up in the spleen or in the nodes in the abdomen. That means it has spread on both the sides of the abdomen. So this will be something like a stage 3 lymphoma. So staging will be on the PET scan or on the CT scan. So how these lymphomas or non-Hodgkin's lymphoma differs in an adult histologically, or the biology of the disease, is like a low grade thing. So it may take time to present. Also they have time for us to act or treat upon. Unlike in a child, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma is highly aggressive. It needs immediate treatment. What are the treatment modalities? The treatment of choice is chemotherapy, and in children, depending on the subtype, the duration and the drugs used are different. So this chemotherapy is given in pulses, usually multi-agent chemotherapy, so multiple drugs given every 3 to 4 weeks. And the main thing in children, because we need to suppress the disease, we have to not delay treatment. It is quite critical. We cannot wait, as these lymphomas are highly aggressive. Now the outcomes, if the child is treated appropriately with the right chemotherapy protocols, then the outcomes are excellent. Almost all children with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma who are adequately treated do very well. Now, what are the factors which impact the outcome? There are 3 things. One is the stage at diagnosis. So what decides your stage at diagnosis is how early you present to the physician. So if there is a big delay in the diagnosis, then you will have a higher stage or an advanced stage at presentation, which hampers the prognosis. Second is the compliance of the treatment. So there is a taboo with pediatric cancers. There's a denial with the diagnosis. Many patients may not be able to reach the correct centers where the treatment is offered. So compliance is very important, and we must encourage that these patients have to be treated appropriately with the chemotherapy protocols in a good pediatric oncology center. The third thing which affects the outcome, so the stage, the treatment, and the treatment response. That is the most critical thing. How the patient responds to your treatment will decide. So we do something like an interim PET scan. PET scan done at diagnosis, which tell us where the disease is. And interim PET scan is after 2 or 3 cycles of chemotherapy. A PET scan is repeated to see the response to treatment. That is the most important prognostic factor in pediatric NHL. So once your response is adequate, is there a complete response, is there a partial response, or is there a progression of disease on treatment, this will tell you how the child is going to behave in terms of long-term outcome. Another important thing in our country especially, which decides what is the outcome going to be, is the supportive care. So because many of the pediatric non-Hodgkin's lymphomas, since the biology of the disease is aggressive, the treatment is going to be very intensive. Now, what are the side effects of chemotherapy? They will cause immune system disruption. The child may present with high-grade fevers. He may be hit by bad opportunistic infections. He may also have sudden requirement of blood and blood products. So during the chemotherapy, you may need to give them continuous platelet support or blood support. This is because of all the side effects of chemotherapy, as well as the disease itself, because the disease is arising from the lymphocytes, which are also crucial for the immune system. So the cancer itself attacks the immune system, and your chemotherapy is going to have an impact. So we should admit such children in a center which has an excellent supportive care by means of blood and blood products, their availability, as well as picking up of the infectious disease complications. So they can be hit by bad fungal infections, and the team has to be prepared to manage these events which may occur in a child while treating a non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. So this will also adversely affect the outcome when the child is not given good supportive care. So antibiotic prophylaxis, antifungal prophylaxis, immediate blood and blood products. So these 3 things, the response to treatment, supportive care, and the stage at diagnosis, they have a huge impact on how the child is going to do. But compared to adults, children with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma have an excellent prognosis if they are treated appropriately. So the take-home message is, you have to not delay the diagnosis and initiation of the treatment in an appropriate center. And the red alert signs are painless progressive enlargement of the lymph nodes, which is more than 14 days, not responding to your adequate course of antibiotics or your AKT or your anti-tubercular drugs. Associated with weight loss, this should have a red alert that yes, I'm dealing with something which is not benign. So this is a non-Hodgkin's lymphoma or any lymphoma. It needs an immediate thing. And what do we offer? First, we have to do a biopsy, which will tell us which type of lymphoma it is, and the staging investigation.